Yeah, you can see Eric right
That
now.
was dedicated by our own
He's
Seth
jamming.
Bindrup to
I know.
me.
We got the
Very
tunes.
kind.
Yeah, dedications always. Here at Home Wizard, it's Eric Stomer, Cindy Doe. We love to improve your home and improve your life. And, well, what do you like to do to keep your kitchen more organized? What is your secret?
I think my secret mainly is, I always like to keep the stuff that I always use cooking right up on the stovetop.
Because you're the cook of the house.
I'm the cook of the house,
Yeah.
and so I when people
Not the kook, but the cook.
well, that too. but when the folks put the stuff away and I can't find it, it's kind of my crazy pet peeve. So all my go-to spices, things like olive oil, salt and pepper that I'm always using, I have to have it right there where I'm working. So I think that's my main organizational center, and then everything else kind of just. Everybody's sort of gotten the idea that cereal goes in the cabinet here and the pasta goes here, so that I think is universalized now. But those things are specific to me. I have to have that cooking stuff available.
One of my favorite things when we did a kitchen remodel a couple years ago is our spice drawer.
Yes.
And guess what? I found this really great website. You don't have to have a kitchen remodel. You can get this. They have these little gadgets. The website's called OrganizeIt.com. I mean, there's so many of these. OrganizeIt.com. And then you look by categories. It has, drawer organizers, and it has food preparation, kitchen cabinet, blah, blah, blah. And the idea is it's these inserts that go into your existing drawer to create almost like a bleacher effect for all of your spices.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
And then the key is you might have, now this is the syndrome that I get into because I like to go to the big, club stores to buy bigger portions of food, including spices like basil or whatever that I use a lot of. But then if you go online, you can buy the glass spice jars by the bulk.
Oh, that are recyclable. Well, that you pour from the big bulk containers into
and
those.
You just kind of
That's a good idea.
Keep moving, and then you can get the label again. Get a label maker, and then they all are unison. They're all uniform, and they fit in your drawer.
That's great.
And so that to me was one of my.
That is only about $18, isn't it? That spice insert. That's great.
See, and I think that you would be in heaven with that.
That is a great idea. I might have to get that.
Yeah. So
and you know what else I saw here that you showed me?
Yeah, what's that?
Is that Saran wrap.
Tell them about the beauty
dispenser.
of the Saran. I know.
I just went through this the other day where my daughter, again, plays with the Saran wrap and uses it in her crazy playtime. And then you can't find the beginning of it. You can't find the origin of where it starts and where it stops. And then you start pulling one part of it, and then it kind of winds, it cores one side of the Saran wrap, but the other one's
And the teeth, that serrated
edge. And those teeth always come off the box, and the box gets messed up. So anyway, at this OrganizeIt.com website, they've got a Saran wrap dispenser that has one of those
like a Ziploc thing?
Almost like a Ziploc thing that goes back to cut the Saran wrap perfectly. It's a little bit bigger. It holds the Saran wrap perfectly, so you take it out of the box when you buy it and put it in this device. And then this thing is a little more utilitarian and beefier, if you will. And it could also be on a counter. The display itself is...
It's cute.
It
it's
could be a display piece, is what I'm trying to say.
And it's like, what, $13, $14 bucks?
$14, yeah.
So OrganizeIt.com, I mean, they just have a ton of really cool things to help you. I mean, there's a bunch of these websites, but this is just one in particular. We always like to keep our eye out on things to find a way to have your kitchen more organized. Now, we talk about containing lids and containing, your Tupperware, your plastic things, right?
Yep.
Another great way is in your drawer, and a lot of these websites have that. Look at a drawer is almost like a filing cabinet. And so put the lids in a drawer, like all this one size is here and here and here. And you could even have dividers. Some of these websites have dividers that are the perfect size just for your plastic leftover, containers.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of great.
Yeah.
What about there's a beverage can dispenser when you think about Super Bowl, the big game Sunday.
Uh-huh.
You can put your cans in this thing.
In the refrigerator.
In the refrigerator that kind of rolls down as like a Pez dispenser almost, right?
That's a great idea,
Yeah, those are kind of cool, too.
Yeah.
It saves a ton of room.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is to use your kitchen like it's almost a library, and how you use it, to maybe even install shelf organizers. I mean, you could use not only the drawer organizers, but shelf organizers that slide in and slide out to maximize like where you're putting your pots and pans and different things.
That's right. And then things like spatulas, wooden spoons, egg beaters, whiskers, all that stuff. sometimes you might not even need any of that stuff in the drawer. You might use big, ceramic vases, if you will, and just put all those things on the counter, and it almost looks like a cook's kitchen.
It looks very cute.
And then the drawer doesn't get all cluttery and crazy, which again, the other day I was trying to find something, and I put my hand in there, and the meat thermometer was literally sticking straight up out of the drawer, and I whacked my hand, impaled my hand, digging into the drawer. So, again, if the drawer is not ordered, you can't see what's coming. Even like shish kebab skewers.
Ooh, cooking injuries.
Yeah, cooking injuries. You got to be careful. You got to wear crazy protection when you're in there,
Yeah.
So the more you can do to keep it sort of, not out of sight, out of mind isn't necessarily a good thing when it comes to utensils. You got to be able to see where they are. And if they don't have a destination, I think you're in for a world of hurt, literally.
Now, physically.
Yeah.
So, and there are also in some of these different stores and websites, again, getting back to the drawer dividers, they have some of them that are stretchable or expandable. In other words, there's a little bit of a spring to them, because it's all about measuring and making sure that the space that you have, that the device you get is going to fit, and that it's going to work with whatever wooden spoons or spatulas or things. So we have that for one of our drawers, and it's like a 3 across or 4 across divider. It's a wooden insert, and then we put like wooden spoons, metal spoons, and then like tongs or whatever, and it kind of keeps them clearly, discoverable, if you will.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You know what else I've seen that I think's kind of cool are the collapsible mixing bowls. Have you seen those?
No.
The telescope down. They've got some sort of a latex aspect.
So they
to
go
them.
flat?
So they literally go flat. They go
that's
from
neat.
bowls down to flat. Yeah.
And you can tuck it into a
I
narrow
saw them
drawer.
at some of the big box stores. They're pretty cool, and they sell not only bowls but colanders that do the same thing, right? So everything kind of collapses. So
Isn't that snazzy?
I'm not sure how long they'll last, but it might be a good thing to do if you've got limited space in drawers.
Very good idea, because it's all about figuring out what space you have, and then where you're going to stash it and how much stuff you have to stash.
That's exactly it. Also, butcher block for a knife holder. A lot of times I think the knives kind of get in the way and lost, and you've got your smaller paring knives and then the big chef knife. If you just have a butcher block knife holder, and you can leave that up on the counter also, that frees up a ton of space in the drawer.
And it can look pretty.
Yeah,
right?
I don't mind that.
Now, I love the idea, too, of in terms of all of your pot lids, because right now we have our pot lids in this one, we have an island, and there's a kind of a thick drawer, and we pull that out, and that's where I keep all of our pot lids. But if you didn't have that, they have some of these shelf organizers that are wooden, and they're almost like, I guess, where you would stack your dishes when you're hand washing dishes in the kitchen. You've seen those kind of holders and dividers. They have little wooden pegs, right? And you kind of go vertically 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Well, you can use these now to put the pot lids in, and you could then tuck that on a shelf somewhere.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or like in a pantry or whatever, or maybe it's on a drawer or in a cupboard. But the idea is now you're using more vertical space, because when you stack them all on top of each other, they kind of go around. You feel like you don't have all the space.
And you have to kind of stack the stuff like those Russian toys where one
Yes.
goes bigger, smaller down into a tiny thing.
Yes.
And then if you want the middle bowl, it takes 20 minutes to disassemble this configuration that you've created to make it all fit in the drawer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I wish I'd put in a little bit more storage space in my kitchen.
I know. Well, you still can, because now they have so many. Like, you can install these shelf organizers that are metal that have kind of a rolling system. So now you can put your pots and pans, and as opposed to just having one area, you can tuck it out, and it gives you a little more room.
And
you can find
the rollout cabinet shelves.
Yes.
Yeah, those are actually really a good idea. And also the slide out storage towers. You can sometimes dedicate existing cabinets to have one of those pull-out storage towers where you can get to spices or canned goods
almost
from
like a
both
CD
sides.
or DVD rack,
That's right.
It kind of tucks in that narrow little nook, right?
Yeah, and the inserts will fit in pretty much any size cabinet. You just can amend them to whatever size you need. So take a look at that as an option as well.
I mean, the idea is you could probably use things that you already have and just be smarter, about your space. Like, even under the cabinet space can be well utilized.
Or back of door.
The back of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is just to really be utilitarian in terms of what you have and how you can use it. The idea when you are trying to be a little more organized in your kitchen too is that now you will feel, I think, like now cooking is more enjoyable. You aren't feeling like claustrophobic.
That's right.
Now, perhaps you don't have any space at all. You're in an apartment and you have maybe kind of a little roll in and roll out island. That's what I had for many years. It's really clever to make your kitchenware artwork, and that would come by color coding your kitchenware. So now, if you're just now investing in pots and pans for the first time and you don't have a lot of space, think in advance that now, well, if I get all red, kitchenware, I have a red blender, I have red mixing bowls, I have a red vase now, and it's on this little tray, it's on display. It looks okay because it's like artwork. It's all matching right there.
Yeah, that's good. Great idea. Yeah, that monochromatic look and feel, I think, can really provide a sense of order, and sometimes too much color and too much going on can make it feel a little frenetic and crazy.
And if you have really nice china that's all the same color again, and you don't have much storage,
it's easier to keep it all in one place. I mean,
on a shelf.
Actually, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
You can also use baskets, by the way. If you have open shelves in your kitchen and you're feeling like you don't have enough storage space, they have a lot of these little baskets that are rectangular that can pull out almost like it's a drawer, but it's not, and they look great on display. And now you have less clutter.
That's exactly right.
And you can stash some of your cooking items in there,
Yeah. Is there after doing your kitchen so beautifully, is there anything that you regret that you didn't do?
Well, that's a whole nother story. But no, I think we did okay. You're listening to Home Wizards. Eric Stover, Cindy Dole. Make sure you check us out on the website at yourhomewizards.com.